Baking with alternative flours. For those with dietary restrictions, baking with alternative flours, such as almond flour or coconut flour, can be a game changer. In this video, you can showcase recipes that use alternative flours, such as gluten-free banana bread or paleo brownies. Baking with alternative flours can be a fun and exciting way to add new flavors, textures, and nutritional benefits to your baked goods. Alternative flours include flours made from grains other than wheat, such as rice, corn, and oats, as well as flours made from nuts and seeds, such as almond flour and coconut flour. When baking with alternative flours, it is important to keep in mind that they do not behave the same way as wheat flour. Alternative flours often have different levels of protein and starch, which can affect the texture and structure of your baked goods. They also absorb liquids differently, so you may need to adjust your recipes accordingly. Here are some tips for baking with alternative flours. Start with a recipe that is specifically designed for the flour you are using. Recipes that use wheat flour cannot always be easily adapted to use alternative flours, so it is best to find a recipe that is already formulated for the flour you want to use. Experiment with different flours to find the ones that work best for your needs. For example, almond flour is great for making gluten-free baked goods that are also high in protein and healthy fats, while coconut flour is low in carbohydrates and high in fiber. Use alternative flours in combination with each other or with wheat flour to achieve the desired texture and structure. For example, combining almond flour and coconut flour can create a lighter texture than using only almond flour. Be prepared to adjust the liquid and sweetener levels in your recipes. Alternative flours often require more liquid than wheat flour, and they may not be as sweet, so you may need to add more liquid or sweetener to your recipe. Be patient with the baking process. Alternative flours may require longer baking times or lower temperatures than wheat flour, so be sure to monitor your baked goods carefully. Store your alternative flours in a cool, dry place to prevent them from going rancid. Nuts and seeds are high in oils that can spoil over time, so it is important to use them within their expiration dates and store them properly. Some popular alternative flours and their uses include almond flour, great for gluten-free baking and adds a nutty flavor and moist texture to baked goods. Coconut flour, low in carbohydrates and high in fiber, coconut flour is great for gluten-free and low-carb baking. Oat flour, made from ground oats. Oat flour adds a slightly sweet flavor and a chewy texture to baked goods. Rice flour, made from ground rice. Rice flour is a good option for gluten-free baking and adds a light texture to baked goods. Corn flour, made from finely ground cornmeal. Corn flour adds a slightly sweet flavor and a crumbly texture to baked goods. In conclusion, baking with alternative flours can be a fun and delicious way to experiment with new flavors and textures in your baked goods. With a little experimentation and some adjustments to your recipes, you can create tasty and healthy treats that everyone will love.